Hello everyone, Clint here. I hope everybody is doing well today. Today I want to talk about our Galaxy Watch 4 and specifically some of the settings in it. One of the cool things about Samsung watches and Samsung in general is the advanced features that each of their devices come with. And we're not any no stranger to the advanced features. Anybody that's had a Samsung phone, there's always a ton of advanced features, which is a lot of pretty cool stuff. And in that, there's some pretty cool stuff in the Galaxy Watch 4 on the advanced features. So I kind of wanted to go through each one of those. A lot of these aren't turned on by default, so it's something you might want to check into if you have a Galaxy Watch or thinking about getting one. And let's get into these settings and see what we have. Let me zoom in here so you can get a good look. And let's see here. First we turn it on. These settings are located, of course, in settings. And if you're all the way at the top here, all you need to just do is scroll down to advanced features. And here comes the advanced features. So as you can tell, there's quite a few of them. So we're going to go through each one of them. The first one is water lock. If you take your watch either swimming or even if you take it in the shower, I highly recommend you put it on water lock first. What that does is it turns off the touchscreen to prevent accidental actions, and it will definitely prevent accidental actions, and it will, if you've never done it before, it will push buttons for you just randomly. Water will. It's pretty crazy, but you can just turn that on here, or of course you can turn that on in the quick toggles, which is that button right there. You turn that on, and then you get this cool little animation right here where it shows like water drops, and if you try to touch the screen or anything, it's going to not do anything, as you can tell here. And the way you get out of that is by pressing and holding this button for 2 seconds. It will then give you that noise, and what it does is that noise is used to expel all of the water that might have gotten in the speaker. All right, the next one here is bedtime mode. Bedtime mode has two different settings where you can just turn it on directly, or you can turn it on as scheduled. And what does that bedtime mode do? If you're tracking your sleep, you definitely want to put it in bedtime mode. What it does is it turns off always on display and raise wrist to wake. Turns on the do not disturb to mute your calls, your alerts, and other sounds. And your phone screen will be changed to grayscale. Now, yeah, if you definitely want to keep an eye on that phone change to grayscale, I'll show you what that looks like here. It's pretty crazy. So if you turn this on here, it's going to tell you you're in bedtime mode. It's going to tell you everything it's doing. Disturb is not on. It's going to stay on, and it'll stay on until you turn it off because we don't have it on a schedule. And when that happens, your phone is now in grayscale. So yeah, if you look at all everything that was in color before is in grayscale, and it's really funny because therefore, I bet you a couple times I forgot completely that it does that, and I thought something was wrong with my Z Fold. You know, we're a little paranoid with our Z Folds with that inner screen that we're always worried about it. Well, I was at the beginning, but I haven't been for a long time. But bedtime mode, and what it does is shut the screen off, and if you try to like rotate the crown, so if you're sleeping, you don't have to worry about that. You literally have to press the button, and then you can just turn it off from there. And then you have the turn on as scheduled, and here you'll be able to create your schedule, and you do have to set this particular schedule on the phone. It does not let you set it specifically on the watch. And again, this has a toggle right here at the quick toggles. It is this little cool bedtime icon here. You turn that on, and it will turn it into bedtime mode. Theater mode. Okay, so what's the difference between theater mode and bedtime mode? Let's open that up right there. One, you can turn it on now, and it will automatically set a duration. So like 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. I usually set 3 hours. You know, these Marvel movies seem to go forever anymore. And it'll automatically shut itself off because sometimes if you forget to shut it off, it's a little inconvenient. And what that does is just mute notifications and turn off the always on display, raise the wrist to wake, system sounds, alarm sounds, and timer sounds. So it shuts all of that off for you, so your watch is not glowing like crazy in the movie theater. It's one that I definitely use often. All right, so then SOS, I did a whole separate video. SOS is its own little cool thing. I did do a separate video. Maybe I'll link that in below, but I recommend going and take a look at that one. Basically, what this is going to do is going to set up your SOS, which is your fall detection. So take a look at that video if you want to see that one more specifically. The next one is really important, I think, for usefulness of the watch, and that's the customized keys. And what that does is it allows you to customize what each one of these keys do when you do special things like double press. So as you can tell now, if you just click on the double press button, you can select all kinds of crazy things that you want it to do. Open any app, go to the most recent app. You can have it go to Bixby if you want to. I just have it on Samsung Health. So if you double click that real quick, it just opens Samsung Health. Just because that's the way I have it set. Then the press and hold also is something you can set up for Bixby, or you can have your power off menu. Unfortunately, sorry, Bixby. Unfortunately, that is the only thing that it allows you to choose. You can't choose anything else for the press and hold, which is kind of a bummer. Someday I do hold my breath that Google Assistant will be an option there. And then you have the back key. The back key is this key right here. I don't use the back key as a back key because simply Wear OS has that back gesture. So if I need to go back, I just use that one. So I want to use this key for something else. And again, it only gives you two different options, which again is really odd. I don't know why they just won't let you map it to whatever you want. But right now I show recent apps just because there is a gesture to go to the previous screen, just like that. That would be the customized keys. All right, let's get out of here. Right now, the whole last chunk of this is gestures. One of the cool things this does is gestures, and you think they're kind of gimmicky like some of the other advanced features in Samsung sometimes has, but they're not. They're really useful, especially if you have your hands full. And it has definitely specifically three of these, and that's answer calls, dismiss alerts and calls, and then quick launch. Each one of these here, if you click on it right here, you can tell mine are all on because I do use them. Answer calls is shake your arm twice, bending at the elbow to answer the call. And you really do have to make that strong of a gesture to make that to work to answer a call, which is good because if you get a call, you don't want to accidentally move your arm a certain way and answer a call that you don't want to answer. The next one is dismiss alerts and calls. So if you want to cancel a call or any other kind of alert, and when I'm talking about alerts, I'm talking about like timers, alarms, phone calls, that kind of stuff. And it's just a quick twist to your right or to the outside, I guess, depending on what hand you have it on. And that's all you got to do. You got to do it quick. If you do it too slow, it doesn't work. So you need to do it really quick, which again, I'm glad that it doesn't work on that. You don't want to dismiss a notification on accident. This one's super handy because it never fails that I'm busy doing something when I have a random timer go off and I just need to quickly get rid of it. And it's super easy to do that. Don't need to use your other hand. And so that one is really nice. Quick launch. Quick launch is the most, I think, hardest one to get to work for me. I don't know why, but it seems to give me a little grief. I can't quite get it to work 100% of the time. The other gestures I can easily get to work 100% of the time, but this one's still pretty cool. If you have something you want to use all the time, you can use a gesture to open it. And right now I just have it set to open a workout. But you can have it turn on your light. You can have it add a reminder, which is pretty cool. And then you can have it open, again, any app you want to. So if there's an app you're using all the time, timer or something like that, stopwatch, you're doing the Pomodoro technique and you want to constantly have your timer open, it works pretty good. But like I said, it takes a little practice. Because I have it set to something that I only use maybe once a day, I don't have that muscle memory down. So sometimes it takes me a couple tries, but it's still really cool to have. I recommend turning it on and giving it a shot. So that is the end of our advanced settings here today. If you use advanced settings yourself, I would really like to know which ones you use, or if you do use these gestures. I think that'd be kind of cool to find out whoever else is using this. Some of these other ones I think are extremely useful. But anyways, thanks for staying to the end, and I will see you on the next one.